So look at the fog all around me, rising up from the ground. So my videos lately is all about our plans and project about our life here in the Philippines. Like Old B was saying, the pandemic has taught us that we have to create hobbies and things around our house. Even as you see that we've been developing our properties near us. So you'd notice like when we flatten out the hill across us, half of it will not be used for development. It will be for sure, because that will be about more or less 6,000 square meter, half of it 3,000 square meter, bigger than the BPP's park that I have there, will be used as our personal gardens where we display our orchids that some of my subscribers and viewers can visit, and we will create a pond for his koi carps, just make things interesting and keep ourselves busy and avoiding the crowd. So when those gardens will be developed, it will be by appointment, not just anyone can come in like a tourist spot. No, it will not be like that. It's only for my viewers and subscribers, but you will be seeing the whole thing developing in my videos. Now look at the fog. It's very common here to see this during rains, but lately today it's just so much fog. Like, look at them everywhere, and look up ahead as well, there's fogs rising up there. And on the other hills, some parts are not having fog, but this one's worse over here on the bottom. And when it rises up, it will enter my balcony over there. So this is all about our plans and things to do for the future of our life here in the Philippines. Today is Monday, September 21, the start of our working week. As usual, I'll check the weather, and so I could appropriate the work of the boys to the weather. So you can see it's murky, like gloomy all over Cebu, even up ahead in the other islands. So hopefully it will not rain, but the dark clouds are not so dark, so it may just be drizzling. So that's how our weather here in Cebu City as of the moment for today. So it's just gonna be like this all day. Yeah, it's not sunny, but there's no wind. You can see how steady is all my Indian trees, and it's quite hot even though there's no sunlight. You know what I mean? Because there's less air. I mean, breeze. There is a lot of air, but the breeze coming from the sea up ahead are not blowing so much today. So hopefully we can do more work today. I'm just letting you have a view of the view, and then that's my guest house up there. I'm gonna have to check on what's to be cleaned up there, because I only clean it once a month when there's nobody living there, and just check it once a week for anything that's damaged or anything that's come in, but most of the time it's just once a month. So work-wise, they have taken out the forms here for the flooring that we done last Friday, and Janella started to do the firewall that I said over here. I gotta have to do the firewall because A pipe for X house is not good enough. I could see the dogs on the road fighting, but I want to do it once and for all, because like the pipe can get damaged and then I have to replace it. But if I do it like this, it's done, and I know that the fumes will not go inside my storeroom through the ceiling. It will have its own ceiling. It will just be ventilated over here where the railings are, and this one here as well, you know, the opening. So it's looking good. I sent him on to install the last piece of glass on the budget bungalow. So that's it. I don't have anything old in the budget bungalow when it's done. And also he has to put some silicone on it. And over here, old Lito has started rendering inside. There. On the door. I'll just check later what's done, because he can't start on the end because Janelle's filing the blocks for that little firewall that I want. So that's the one there. I let them stop rendering here yet because I want them to work on Old B's wall project here. So Jarrell start digging. He killed all the bananas that's on the way. Not really killed. He saved the shoots for transferring, because you know bananas is very deadly in uprooting cement. You know, if it's if it's growing on the side of the road, eventually it will dig down, and the shoots itself is the one that's known around here for really can dig through. So that's why you have to make sure that your walls don't have bananas sticking to it, or if you do, cut the side or any shoots that's going through, you need to cut it off so it will go on the other side, I mean growing on the other side. So the same thing, we'll have 60 square and 60 centimeters down. So this is what we're digging, and 40 centimeters wide for the trench of the beam. So this will be Old B's garden area. Like he mentioned, I gotta have to get the boys clearing out, or it's usually just Daloy clearing out this mess that he got, because he's in charge of the aggregates and the mixing, and he just chuck the sacks everywhere like normal. So eventually this area will be clear out, and then hopefully Old B will be so engrossed in his koi carp project, it will get him out of the house and get him something to do, get him out of my hair. That's the most important thing. So I mean now arranging for his koi carp pond to be materialized. So this is the garden that I'm working on as of the moment. I need to repot all the plants that I bought. I need more plants, and to redesign it, I gotta have it all tiled. I don't like the look of this dark molds on the floor, and I got all this Indian tree grown tall to block the sound, so she won't get so um annoyed with the noise during fiestas. And you can see on the wall of this one, this is part of my retaining wall on the top, the between the holes, birds just naturally bring the ferns that is growing there on the walls. So I want to tile on the bottom so it won't have any of the splashing, but you can see where I put all the plants that I've been buying and I was given. So I want her railings to be full of orchids, and eventually I'll be able to repot most of this. I got a few pots there from my old gardening days that I stopped because I was busy with something else, but now I got more time again. I could continue on. So I like that one there to be the hanging part, and I would like that's why I want to have the net on that area where the orchids are, will be where the net's gonna get hung. So this bend wood, I did not have it cut off because you can see the hanging orchids can be hang there. The area, the cascading orchids. Like this one. I was advised that you just have to hang it on trees because the trees, they'll grow better without the coconut husk. So I have hang one there, if you notice, and I just tied it up with, so it will eventually flower up and blend with the Indian trees foliage, and the foliage will give the hanging orchid shade. So win-win. So this is the one that I'm doing now, what keeps me busy. I still have not a lot of time for repotting. I gotta have to do my videos as well and take care of the family. So very busy. I'm gonna have to do some paperwork soon for the start of the new quarter. So very busy girl. I am. You can see part of the city now is raining hard, and half is not raining. And I know it's coming up here, so I told Janelle to get the tarps so they can render inside the storeroom, and the tarps will protect them, whereas Jarrell can continue digging. He's under the mango trees anyway. It's not so bad there, but it's the rendering, so they can continue rendering, and just the tarps protecting it. It's amazing there. Half of the city is not raining, half is raining. It is raining so hard, like I expect. Look, but I have the lads there covered under the tarpaulin doing the rendering. So Julito and Junelle is continuing rendering underneath those tarp. If you look at, there's a blue tarp on the top of the tree. Now the only thing is the digging of the wall of Old B's wall on his Little England. I think it stopped because I'm here filming inside the bar, and yeah, the digging stopped. This rain is not playing balls with me. I don't know what's happening again. Why is it raining time again? So looking good. You can see my storerooms taking shape. This is a very heavy downpour that we have right now. Now, I will tell you that some people are asking, what are these things on my pathways? Actually, they're a meter deep drain that goes towards the big drain there. And it goes towards two 4-inch pipes going out to the property outside the walls. So everything is calculated to be a slightly sloping, so the water level will find its way towards the drain. And this is designed by Old B. I know it's overdoing it, 1 meter deep, but we never have any stagnating water. Only just the molds, you know, because it's very cold up here at night. So the water, like the remnants a little bit, will grow into molds. But now you can see my wall there in the middle, how dirty it's become. That's why I need to tile it once and for all. I know spray, yeah, but I want to sort it once and for all. I don't have to keep reminding, oh, you need to spray it now, 2 months now. I want to sort it, that it will be done once and for all. So like a shiny tile, then the molds cannot stick into it. So now all over my house you can see these drains like this on my pathways. And look at that pour from the gutter. It's straight onto the drain. And then you see, why don't we save the water? I have a river down there from behind those walls. We don't pay water here. We just make a hole on our dry riverbed, and then the rain will just fill it up. But we never have any dry spells. And those pipes that you see underneath the drain are the electrical pipes that's coming from the post up there. It's going underground, going to pipes like this. So there was a trench all cemented in and then covered with the earth in there. And this is where the pipes of my electrics that come into the main house. And then another one there on the wall going to my guest house. So you can see it's lighting up a bit. We saved the other barrel there for the water on the guest house. But you see what I mean? Now all the water goes here. Look, it doesn't even fill because it does not full up, because it's two 4-inch pipes in there going out on this wall, going out of the property. And so once in a while, in the corner here, we clean it up. There's a door that it seems like the match, but we can tell because there's like a manhole that we can detach from this spider web design of Old B, of the big drain, that all from the guest house, from the pathways, all connects to here and goes out to the pipes outside. Even on my guest house, look. So the drain come in there and go on another big pipe and out of the property towards the forest. Now we still got a few orchids that I have there on the wall. And another garden that I have to sort around here. I got this tiny orange tree here. This is not lemon because when I start putting it on my food, it's not very sour, and when it becomes ripe, it's quite sweet. So this is actually kiat, you know, the little mandarin orange. Satsumas, if it's called abroad. Satsumas. Got another nice plant there. Got some shoots now, so I could pick up some of them. But we will have another project around here because Olby wants to connect both houses together eventually. So I need to. So we never stop building. There's always something you can do in your house, you know. And look at this, all the paints come off because of the water. This is another area that I like to sort, you know, the walls, so I don't have to keep on repeat painting, because when there's water, paints always suffer. So I think I'll paint this tile this corner, match here. So all of this will be tiled. Because anyway, tiles are cheap in here, in the Philippines. And as you can see in my guest house, we have started tiling, but it never get to finish it because we end up with working just 3 days a week because Janelle was not up to it. You know, like it started with 6 days a week and then we end up with 3 days a week, so I just call it quits. Yeah, but it's really looking nice if you have it tiled. So it's now getting clearer. But now I have explained to you what is the purpose of this, like metal things that you see on our pathways. That's for drain. So even if it's typhoon season, I do not worry about the floods. It all come down here to the big drain, the spider web, and it goes to 4-inch pipe out of the property. So it's doing its job well.
Makuha sa day, ma'am? Makaibaw sa day ka?
Ipaibaw man nga na, isab imong kuno yung mga.
Basta i-click ni mo ang notification, no?
So here, they have managed to continue rendering because Janelle put up a tarpaulin on the top. So here we are. That's a good job done. So Deloy and Jarell is digging here on Olby's wall. So there's Jarell doing the roots of the mango.
Happy kung hindi na mahuman ang tower mo. Ano siya uo sa babaw?
Mau ba?
Ano siya ka ng murag signal ba? Ay. Itong pagtanga ko, wala pa na.
Nakahinay kay internet because Janelle was saying that the tower that we can see there's like got some stuff on the top now, and I said the internet's useless because of this online schooling that interferes. That's why you notice that I have always the uploading now don't time, because I go to sleep just still uploading and you just wake up quickly and publish. So it's really hard to upload videos this time of the year because of the internet is more catering the schools. So what we plan to do is to pour the columns first this time, and because that's how we do it here on the wall that we're gonna connect to, and then before we file the blocks. So Jarell is trimming the root of the mango tree because it will touch the column. Because it's gonna go straight there. Then the Lois digging the trench. You're looking at here as what we call, I call the bar room of Old B, but I was thinking about it. You know that he likes growing orchids and he likes those rare ones. I was suggesting to him that why don't you make this room instead of a snooker table, which who will be playing with you? I don't play snooker. My daughter don't play snooker. And he's so unsociable. Who will be playing snooker with him? But I know that Old B will be more enjoying this room if he got all his orchids here. Look how tidy the room will be. It's already tiled. And all his rare orchids, all the growing orchids will be here. And he still can have his bar over there. And instead of a snooker table, he got all his orchids that he will propagate here and then grow from seeds, and all his equipments for orchid propagation will be here. And I think he will enjoy it more than a snooker table with no one to play with. What do you think? Please say in the comments on this video. Are you agreeing with me, or do you think a snooker will be? But that's why I've been suggesting to Old B that this is your room. There's no doubt about it. I got my kitchen on the other side of this. And this whole bar room idea with a snooker table and all the memorabilia, who will be enjoying this? Nobody coming up here to have a drink. This is not a bar. This is just your own personal bar. And might as well enjoy what you're doing in here. You still can have your drinking stuff there. But I believe that he should make this into an orchid like lab itself, like where he will propagate. All his tools will be here, his pots and pans, his mediums. So if you look at outside, look at the natural mist that we have here because of the mountainside living. Look, the mountain is covered with fog. And see those mango trees get different color? The other one is dark green and this one is light green because mango trees change leaves. And what's amazing about this is when they change leaves, mango trees don't tend to fruit or flower. But look, it's changing leaf as well as it's bringing a lot of flowers. So it's quite strange, this one. So since we are cutting a little bit of the tree on this one, Old B decided that to balance the tree out, we have to cut a bit of the branches on the front. So the tree won't fall down like it did on the other side of my property down there near the BBB. So that's what I mean about, look at my two mango trees get different colors. It does give a lot of pleasure, shade, and also the income because it's already always been cared of to be fruit. But oh, the mist is coming in now. So you see, it's in my balcony, like it's like in a horror movie. Like you open it up, you'll be covered with mist. And the mountains, my other side of the hill. Look at my hill up there. It's like misty. So that's why orchids grow so well up here on our hill. Even plants, like I said, It rains here, like dew rains, looks just drizzles almost every night. Well, unless it's really summer months, which is March, April, and May. But most of the year, it keeps on drizzling up here. That's why I said that we don't have a proper deep well because we never run out of water. Just on our normal well as of the moment, but I have dug a deep well, proper one before in the place where we used to live. I mean, in a subdivision that I used to manage. I'm become one of the president before, but one of my projects is to dig a proper deep well, so I have an idea about that as well, to service the residents of that subdivision that we used to live. And I know it will bring a lot of water supply, but as of the moment here and where we live, water is not really a problem. We just make a hole in the dry riverbed behind those walls. So my orchids is loving it. All the fog that's coming to them. It's very wet. The fog's getting worse. It's only what time now? 4:20 in the afternoon, and we are now covered with fog. It's getting thicker than the last few minutes that I have videoed. Favorable to my orchids though. Look, they look happy with the fogs going on them. So that's what I mean, that here, dampness, that's why I look at those molds on the wall. It's quite common because it's quite cold in our place. You know, even if it's sunny, it's breezy. And if it's rain, it's cold. So, like that. So, it's a environment for growing mildews and fungus on the wood